How you doing? It's Tony from the McCartney Project, and we're going to call this one Uncle Albert Admiral Halsey, the McCartney Project, in the studio. Just a little bit of a treat for you folks to see what it's like, how we make these things, kind of behind the scenes, what goes into making a recording and an animation. So if you're watching the same thing I am, you'll probably be seeing our illustrious engineer, Mr. Eric Van Wagner, and he's setting up the band. We did this on a Saturday at his studio, and I'm seeing Lair with a gorgeous Taylor acoustic guitar. It records very well. You just saw Eric set him up with a condenser microphone. Robbie came in after the drums and Lair, and he's got his keyboards and Sarah's keyboards to do. And I'll tell you what we figured was, since the majority of the song has a whole lot of keyboards, orchestration and sound effects, we figured we'd get those out of the way early.
But if anything should happen, we'll be sure to give a ring.
You're looking at me probably singing in the booth. I was doing an early version of my lead vocals. Robbie used a megaphone to emulate the sound of the telephone on the original Uncle Albert. Sarah is an amazing keyboard player. She came prepared to do all her parts, so if everybody does their bit, it should go pretty smoothly. So what we like to do when we're doing the background harmonies is we like to gather around one microphone. We find out that it sounds better if all the members of the band are gathered around one microphone, harmonizing in the space, instead of each of us using our own microphone going to our own track. Just the harmony sounds better. And when Robbie layers his guitar, it's quite easy. He's got just one guitar to bring. Everything is done in the digital realm, so many layers. He's got acoustic and electric guitars, all of it's on there. When I brought in my Hofner bass, I didn't need an amplifier, just showed up with me bass. And I had a Sansamp bass driver. Eric also had a radial direct box, and between the two of them we came up with a great bass sound. I was very happy, and I think Robbie was well chuffed at his guitar tracks as well. So after we did that, we had to move right along to the vocals. And one thing that makes me very proud of the McCartney Project is everybody in the band sings. What we normally do is play the rhythm tracks first and then some of the detail work afterwards, and of course the vocals is the last thing we do. Then after the vocals is the thankless task of mixing it all down and adding it to the animation and presenting it to you folks. So a favorite memory of mine is when we all of us gathered around that microphone, and you're trying to sing as loud as you can to get your voice on there, and you're making a face, and you're trying not to crack up, make yourself laugh from looking at the person across from you. So it's just a good memory for me. And we do mix that stuff organically, so the guy with the loudest voice, we would move him back a few feet. The person with the quieter voice, they get to move forward. And that's how we blend our voices dynamically in the space. As we were recording, Eric was referencing the original, and just to make sure that we stayed on task, not speed up or slow down or stray too much. So that was very helpful. Well, Phil was the first guy in with his drums and did all his work, so he gets to go home first. It's only fair. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Tell me, guys, if you did enjoy the video, give it a like and maybe a comment. Tell us what you did like about it, or if you didn't, give us a comment, say what we could do better. Anyway, but I do think we're going to do a lot more of these in the future because it was a great fun to make this. Really had a blast doing it. So once again, thank you guys for a fantastic 2018, and we hope to see you on this upcoming tour, The Wonder of It All 2019. Thanks again, and cheers. We'll see you.